Welcome, CityState 2 fans, to CityState 2 with Omnius Prime. Episode 25, The Art of Zoning. I think I'm going to do another Professor Omnius Prime video. Prime time with Professor Prime. So, today's subject is zoning, okay? And I'm going to put you into the zone about zoning, okay? Now, I sent Andy a picture last night showing that I had like 3 level 6 out of 6 retail buildings, okay? These two right here, okay, these kind of like pyramid style buildings, okay? And then there was, one right here, okay? Well, that building that's not the building that was in the picture. What was in the picture was a tall building that was kind of tapering up to the top, and it had a round cap at the top, okay? So it was tall and roundish. Does this building look tall and roundish to you? Because it sure as heck doesn't to me, okay? The zoning function is broken. It will take perfectly good level 6 retail and office and trash it and rebuild it. Same with residential, okay? So, in that picture, this retail building was not here. It was a level 6 office, okay? So it rebuilt this level 6 office as retail. There was no negative demand, okay, because what I've been doing is running my demand bars hot, so there was no reason whatsoever to replace that level 6 office or this level 6 retail with another level 6 retail. Okay? The function just replaces buildings regardless of whether they need to be or should be replaced whatsoever. Okay? So that's something to be very, very aware of. That what you see is not always what you're gonna get. Okay? And like I said, you know, the zoning function, it's more fickle than a woman. Oh, I'm going to wear my blue dress. No, wait, I better wear my red dress. No, I better wear my little black dress. More fickle than a woman in changing around perfectly good level 6 retail and office and level 7 residential. So now what I want to do is, before I start doing a little zoning, I'm going to have a little fun with the terrain tool, okay, and just show you how do I create these cute little beach areas, okay? I mean, it's not real tough. This is one of the best features of the game. Okay, so now what I do is, since I'm going to put a rail track here, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then start on 4 right here, and I'm going to come out 2 hexes, and once again 2, 3 right there, boom. Okay, now what I have to do is drop this guy 1 level. Now I wish I could just drop it 1 level and then turn around and use the level key, but what will happen is it'll turn it into grass. So here, what I need to do is very laboriously, space by space, drop this down a level. Now here, 1, 2, let's go to the leveling tool. Whoops. Okay, so it did not want to do that, did it? Okay. Be that way. So, Now I'm going to just do this level at one space at a time. I mean, right around this elevation mark, it's kind of tough. It'll want to kind of turn the sand into grass again. Now, let's see, can I do it now? Nope. Didn't want to do it, did it? Okay, did I drop it one? Okay, I think what I'm going to do is raise it up one. Okay, raise it down one. And let's just, yeah. There we go. Sometimes I can get this to, let's just, to cooperate, and I can do the level, and I get the beach sand instead of the grass. Okay, I need to come out and do one more. Okay, so what I do is I'm going to come out 4 spaces. Oopsie, looks like I missed something here. Okay, and then come here and whoops. So okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to come over here and drop this one more. So the last 2 should be basically flat. Man, it can be really tough to... I mean, I usually like to do this with the leveling tool, and of course when I'm doing this on video, it's not going to want to cooperate. So, okay, now, what I'm going to do, first of all, my favorite thing, the pedestrian alley, is let's see about getting a little walkway down here. Ooh, see, look at that. Nice. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing here. Boom, nice. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put some stuff in it. Now, let's see, a beach. I'm going to put a beach over on the far right because I hadn't put a beach on the far right in any of the other ones. Okay, let's try this. There. Now let's see if that'll make it a little more suitable for the beach. There we go. See, it'll dig in a little bit there. Now, I have got a marina. I didn't put one in on the right side, so I'm going to put one right here. And now I'm going to take the Ferris wheel on the pier. Boom. And so that's my little beach area set up. Now we can do some zoning, okay? Now I'm going to have fun. I'm going to show you the joys of pop-up zoning, okay? This is going to be kind of fun. Pop-up zoning. So I'm going to do 3 residential right here, okay? Now, as you can see, I've got 1678 built up in low income, 2176 in middle, and 1997 in high income, man. So, let us... Now, the way this works is the program will make these lots level 1 at first, and it will choose whether it's going to be low, medium, high density, okay? And also, oh no, it's gonna choose lower, middle, upper class income. Okay, so it's all gonna be high density. Yeah. Make sure that I didn't use the low density. So now, what I'm going to do is just let the clock run real slow. Okay, let's see what we get here. High income, middle income. Okay, I don't need all that stinking high income. So what I'm going to do is this, okay, because the program is just crap it. Okay, I got a low. So now I got a high, a low, a medium, a middle. Okay. Now, what I call this zone and doze. Zone and doze until I get what I want. You know, because the program is just crap for deciding what. So now I've got level 1. Now, I've got all this excess demand. Okay. Now let's just run the clock. Okay, and I don't know why this guy's sitting here at level 1 because I've got 2,300 in. So okay, high income 6 out of 7, low income 6 out of 7, and there we go. And this is probably what 7 out of 7. Okay, this is what I call pop-up zoning. Okay, the beauty of it pop-up zoning is that wow, see, it's already going to level 7. See? Now, look at this. Okay, middle, high. Zero fucking demand here, okay? And where the fuck did the goddamn low income go, okay? Where you got all this demand. Say high income. I don't need any. You see, I wanted low income, okay? You know, and this is where low income. Okay, let's see if it'll stay on low income now. But you see, the zoning function, it's just, it's worthless. It's the worst I've ever seen in any city building game. Now, why is it rebuilding again? Now we're at 7 out of 7. 7 out of 7, middle. 7 out of 7, middle. Okay, now we're going to go 7 out of 7, low income. Okay? Now, here's another thing I've got a problem with. Let's go to mixed use. Okay, I'm going to go here. Okay, I've got a lot of pent-up high density. So I'm going to zone a corner here. I want a high income office building. I tried building one right here. At first it gave me high income and office. Then when I wasn't looking, it switched it to retail and middle income. So let's try this, see if I can't. Ooh, okay, it looks like I might see it. Now let's see if it actually stays that way. Because what'll happen is, oh, thank you, okay? You see, it has a goddamn mind of its own, and it just changes crap. I'm sorry, Andy. The zoning function is the absolute worst in the world, okay? How am I going to get a damn high-income office, you know, if this ignorant program keeps switching things, okay? Now, let me talk to you about retail and office, okay? Here we have one thing for retail and office. This, Andy had I mean, thought that he could just do both together, okay? So I'm going to zone one lot here. Let's see, what am I going to get? Fucking retail. I want to put an office in there. So, zone, doze, and rezone again. Fucking retail, okay? Let's try this. Okay, I was doing trick. Now let's see. Retail. Now, can I trick it to give me an office where I want it? Oh, I did. I don't think I zoned that. So. Retail. Okay. Zone and dose. I mean. Okay, see, retail. I mean, at one point, I had to run the retail down to fucking 0 before it would give it to me. You know, here, let's just try, whoops. Let's just try this. Let's see what it gives me. Okay, office where I don't want it, retail where I would want it, retail where I don't want it, okay? Andy, because you were too damn lazy to give us separate UIs for retail and office, you see what kind of crap you're causing us? I want to put an office in a particular spot, okay? Is that asking too much? Huh? Is that asking too much? Because if it is, you know, then game over, okay? You couldn't have even just, say, separated, you know, put in a retail section here and an office section over on the right and use one commercial zone, but given a separate retail and office, okay? You know, sadly, I didn't see this until kind of like, you know, after the game's finished. I really, you know, because what I did is I looked at zoning in a totally different new way. Instead of, you know, the let's zone the whole friggin' map and then just, you know, like, in other words, put the supply out there and then have demand chase and build it up. I was looking at, let's rev up the demand, okay, and then put the supply in of the zoning lots, okay, and whew, wow, yeah. Okay, Andy, was it really too much to ask to, you know, to do separate retail and office? Do you see the absolute frustration I'm going through, you know, with this fucking bullshit? See, I can't, now there's an office, there's a retail, but see, I like to put office in the corners. See, retail. And now all of a sudden seeing it starting to burn up retail because it went to 5 out of 6 before I could delete it. Okay, Andy? Now, one thing, as you notice, I'm going to exit without saving, okay? I just wanted to show you this. So now, I want to explain more about zoning here, okay? So first of all, I mean, this is, like I said, the worst zoning function ever. Andy thought that he could create some kind of smart zoning function, and what he created was something that is super stupid, hyper stupid, okay? The middle, I mean, now, the other thing is, Andy, you couldn't have given us basic and advanced manufacturing separately? No, you had some clueless idea that you were going to make manufacturing all in one, and that somehow automatically the advanced office would replace the basic manufacturing. Okay, and you know what? You should have just given us separate basic, separate advanced, because there should always be basic manufacturing. There's always going to be demand for dirty manufacturing, Andy. Always. And this automatic replacement crap is just that. Total crap. Okay? Now, as you can see here, I gimmicked the basic manufacturing to have a negative, okay? So that when I zone manufacturing, it is only going to build advanced instead of basic, okay? Because the negative basic manufacturing. Now, one of the other consequences of just going in and placing mines and farms is that they are basic manufacturing. They do not need any demand. You can zone them whenever you want, regardless of demand. They will build. They will function. Same with the farms. Okay? Whew, look at that. I mean, 17.5. This is a sad joke, Andy, the farms. I mean, this is just garbage. Okay? And, like I said, if you're going to build farms, build them small. 5 by 10. Minimum size. The larger you build them, the less efficient they are, the more wasteful they are as far as land goes. Okay? So, wow, yeah. I mean, this upgrade function, yeah, you outsmarted yourself, Andy, and you ruined this game. Okay, this is just. I wish I had a manual override. I wish I could set this to manual. Let me decide when I want to upgrade a building. You know, and then let me decide as far as land value and within the limits of land value and demand, build buildings. But as you can see here, I built 4 buildings, and it was just starting to switch them all fucking around for no good reason, okay? Because Andy thought he could make a smart zoning function, and all Andy created was the most stupid, the most annoying, the most screwed up zoning function in any city building game I've ever played. I mean, wow. Smart City. That little rinky-dink Smart City was better. New City was better. Every city building game that I've ever played had a better zoning function. The gold standard, Cities XXL. That had the best zoning function. Why? Because it gave us direct placement. I could place any building anywhere I wanted within the limits of like the I think it's land value for Cities XXL. That's going to be the limiting factor. But yeah, you know, do you think I enjoyed this, Andy? Do you think I enjoy this fucking zone and those bullshit that, you know, when I want to put an office right there, I can't because your stinking fucking program always wants to place retail, and it takes me, I mean, umpteen tries to try to trick it. I mean, I did get some office corners, but I had to waste a lot of time and effort, you know, going through this fucking zone and doze crap, okay? Ooh, still, you know, do you see, Andy, how screwed up this is? Because I can't pick what I want when I want. I am now super fucking frustrated. Super fucking frustrated. You know, and as much as I hate micromanaging, and see, like here, now I got the fucking retail and middle income because I can't choose the high office and rely on it to just give me the fucking high office within the limitation. No, the program's got to say, oh no, I want to change this to retail. So retail and office should be separate. Basic manufacturing and advanced manufacturing should be separate. Okay? Wow. I mean, it's just, and the other thing I wish is that I would, you know, the high density, low, middle, I wish that I could also zone not just by density, but by income class. So I could put a fucking high density residential where I want to. I mean, I had to play some tricks to, this was where I was trying to put a high income residential, even though I forgot that I had one right there. But I was trying to build up the land value to get these puppies up. Okay? So yeah, the zoning this is the zoning function from hell. Wow. Yeah, um, I'm frustrated, Andy. You know, I so much wanted to build up. This was going to be my final city in cities skyline. I mean, city state too. Unfortunately, this is where I end. Okay, because I'm not going to put up with this bullshit zoning. I'm not going to put up with. I mean, yeah, I can put up with your bullshit goddamn economic model that is the worst in the industry that I've ever seen. Okay, and you know, like when I before I did the zoning, right here, I had a point 0.4 housing demand. Okay, and then it would drop. Now, as you notice, unemployment 0.9. Right now, I was at 4% because I didn't build jobs. But before the 4%, I was at 2%. And it was still a 0.9. When it should have been like skyrocketing, going up the ladder. Now, I've got a few good things to report. Okay, so you did make a few good changes. So I want to go ahead and give you some credit where credit is due. Okay. I was at like 6% unemployment in my capital city. And then I decided, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? Go into the government buildings and jack up the fictitious jobs and kind of drop my unemployment rate artificially. Okay, a cheat. So I go in, I start, you know, so I find the Capitol building, which is not easy. And so instead of 10,000 jobs, there was only 1,000. The university, only 1,000 instead of 10,000. So I finally got around, and I was running a little bit of clock and stuff, and my unemployment percentage went from like 6 to 7. So okay, I just bailed out. I didn't save. I didn't try to do the fictitious job cheat. So Andy, good job on reducing the fictitious jobs in government buildings. Now what you need to do is get rid of fictitious jobs altogether. Government buildings need workers just the same as any other damn business or service building, okay? Government buildings have real workers who rent or buy property, who consume goods and services, okay? They're no different than any other employee, other than maybe in what they make and what they do, okay? So, I'm going to want to show you, so let's see, what other kind of thing that I find, well, I guess that's about it, huh? Oh yeah, let me just show you something here. Now, Andy? Okay, where is it? Right over here. See, I got the pool unlocked. Or no, I got the pool unlocked, and of course built it right here, because you can't click on those buildings anymore. Now, right here is where I'm going to put the museum. It's an 8x8 building. Okay, so all I did was just reserve the land for it. Okay, does it look like that's a challenge to me, Andy? The only challenge is you're testing my patience, boy. That's the only challenge. So now we come over here to these waste incinerators, okay? No, we can't start off with advanced you know, oh, here's a spelling mistake, okay? Advanced manufacture, okay? You missed the C in between the U and the F in manufacture, okay? Now, no, I can't start with eco-friendly incinerators. So I got to build these stupid waste ones, okay? 6x6 building, okay? This is an 8x8. So I just bulldoze this. I bulldoze this when these open up, and now I've got an 8x8 space that I can drop it in, okay? Here, same thing. Bulldoze these two items, drop one in, okay? And as you can notice, man, after I saw the crap that it was doing in my Omnius Prime City, look at that. I loaded up the damn carbon capture around it, okay? So these silly, idiotic, ignorant, unnecessary unlocking keys do not make the game more challenging. They just make the game more frustrating. They make you look more petty, okay? Because in childish, that's what all this is. So I'm never going to get to the 150,000 so that I can unlock the what I call the elementary kiddie concentration camp. You know, the high density elementary school. And I won't see the, the big hospital, the 6x6 that I would have stuck on corners and stuff. And I wanted to use mixed use because I really didn't use mixed use. But look, if I want one thing, it gives me the other. It might start out as high dense, high income office, but then it switches to retail middle income. And I can change it. And geez, Andy, while I'm on the subject of this, where's the low-income advanced manufacturing version of this? You really missed a bet on that one, considering how you tried to cram our colleges full of advanced manufacturing jobs, because you totally screwed up advanced manufacturing not having level 5 and level 6 advanced manufacturing. So you ended up perverting the arcologies into these huge advanced manufacturing factory things. So now, I think I've had enough of bitching inside of this game. What I am going to do now, Andy, I want to show you the gold standard in zoning, and that is Cities XXL. I want to show you, for the sake of CityState 3, where you should go and why Cities XXL is my favorite city building game. And while this might be number 2, this is a very distant number 2. Okay? So I'll be back in a moment, and I want to show you some cool shit that I did in Cities. Okay, now I finally got into Cities XXL. This is my city of Flachlandstadt. It has 8,149,000 population. My city's XXL city of Paris had 11 million. That was the most popular. Now, this is a monorail mod, okay? That normally the poles go down on the ground. But what I discovered was that you could put them up in the air without touching the ground, and they would still work. So what I did was turn this monorail into a monorail. Oh wow! Okay, there we go. Monorail roller coaster. What I call magnetic levitation monorail roller coaster. And so I could get this really cool view, riding around on the monorails of my city here. It looks like we're coming up on the top here, and then it'll start to head down. And this monorail roller coaster runs around the whole map, just on the outside of the outside road grid. Okay, the whole map. So now this is, you can see off in the distance, just a little bit to the left, how that thing is just sitting way up ridiculously high in the sky. Okay, but this was what I loved so much about Cities XXL, was mods. I mean, I had tons of mods, man. When I get to the Monterey City, 250 mods, okay? So this was just, I don't think it was ever intended to do that, but hey, it was fun to find out I could and then do it. So now, let us, where did I put a highway? Where did I put a highway? I know I put one in here. I found you. Okay, there we go. So here we have the highway. Boy, I mean, it is just very tricky getting it here. Okay, here we go. Andy, this is what a 4-lane cloverleaf interchange should look like. Now, there's some problems here with the CityState. I mean, with the CXXL traffic. Okay, you notice how it stops right here because this is where the boundary between where I laid the highway, and now all of a sudden it'll go again, right? This is representative traffic. Okay, and watch this. Now, oh, see, look at that, and it just disappears. But the little car goes down along the off ramp. A little bit big and klutzy. But then again, you know, I really wish that that was in the game. Now, this is, I think, oh yeah, a T intersection that was pre-made. Okay, and I had to use these to connect the highway to like an avenue. Okay, and if you notice, you know, I had to run one going this way, one going the other way. Okay, so the highway thing was not all that well done in Cities XXL, but yeah, it kind of worked. Now let's remember I was telling you about. Oh, okay, Andy, about being able to have diagonal streets and diagonal buildings. I'll get to that in a minute. But notice here, Andy, you know, what's that? Medium density? Medium density? Wow. Now here, let me show you something. Purdy. Why Cities XXL is the gold standard of city building game graphics. This here is a mod. Come on. Let's get in here, okay? I mean, this is just, it's very touchy getting the controls to work. Whoopsie. Okay, but look, it just, oh, I mean, this is stunning graphics, okay? This is the gold standard. You can see how easy it is to read license plates. Now, in CityState 2, Andy let us read license plate numbers. So, Andy's pretty close on graphics quality. And look at these side streets, these kind of like viewing signs. Now, and as you can see, I leave space and stuff. Each one of these buildings was hand placed. Now, what I want to do is pop into my next city of... there we go. Hold on. Here it is, Andy. Okay. This is what I was telling you about. Here's the Paris pack, okay? French buildings. You see how the corner building fits into like these street angles? You see how I was doing angled stuff here, you know, and using less than high density, you know, avenues and stuff. So like that was the Paris pack. There's nope, that's the English pack, okay? Those were like with the beautiful front, that was English. I tell you what, I'm going to pop into my city of Monterey because there's some other things I want to show from Monterey. Okay, back again. Now here's a cool little like rendition of this is Monterey, okay, and some guy did a California map pack and did the Monterey Peninsula. So I did Monterey on the Monterey map. So I have to remember that the subject at hand is the art of zoning. So what I want to show is the beauty of Cities XXL, the best zoning in any city building game that I've ever encountered. Now, here's an interesting concept. You have unskilled laborers down at the bottom left. You have skilled workers. You have executives. You have elites. Okay, so instead of 3 income classes, CXXL has 4, which is kind of cool. You need unskilled labor. I don't care how much education people have. You always need unskilled manual labor. Okay? So, it splits it up into income classes. By income class, it then breaks it down by low density, medium density, high density, and exceptional. Exceptional can be anything from really small to really big. Okay, so which is really cool. So now, and each time you pull up, it pulls up some kind of building you can zone. Let me find. Here we go. Oh, this looks. Not too sure what that is. So now, single zone. Okay. And let's look at. Okay. And free zoning settings. Define interior road. Okay. That's not giving me what I'm looking for. Ah, there we go. Here we go. Here. We have buildings. Okay. These happen to be, I guess, like, they don't really click to a road. They're kind of like free range. So you got to be really careful about how you place some of these buildings, okay? But you place them where you want, when you want, where you want, how you want, okay? Now let's take a look at, how about this guy? Okay, here we go. Now here's the other thing, that I was complaining about. You can't, in the last video, you can't change angles about which street you want to put a building in. With just a mere turn of the mouse, I can change facing. So I can place this building facing whatever street I want when I'm on the corner. I can't do that in CityState 2, sadly. What's this guy? Okay, and then here's a much bigger one. Okay. And see, you can just, but whichever way I want to go, I can go. What do we have here? We have some cool buildings. See, like that. And once again, it's just a move of the mouse, and I can angle the building any way I want. Okay, I can place any building where I want. Now, CXXL does have a random zoning feature, okay, where you just basically do the typical zoning, and then it'll place, you pick your selection here, and then you just zone lots, and then it fills them in with whatever is in that particular selection, okay. And it's just, there are so many buildings to play with. You have like retail. Okay, let's, so you can do farm industry. Now, well, where are the farms at? Here we go. Here's a little section of farms. Now, these aren't real farms, okay? These, what look like fields, they're basically what are called plazas. In other words, just basically a covering that looks like a field. The only thing that actually matters are these little buildings here. So I just basically put them in wherever, to make it look kind of like a farm. Okay, there's like, I think, a grain silo, okay, and a fertilizer plant. So that basically what I was doing here, you need grain silo, you need the fertilizer plant, and so I keep the farm buildings nice and kind of close. But what I love is just, I can place any building where I want, when I want. I don't have to worry about the game screwing it up so much. Now, one of the bad things about the random zoning in CXXL is that there weren't standardized building lots. So under a particular income class, and density level, you could have different lot sizes. So you might be zoning and put them all in and it looks all perfect. They're all like, say, 6 by 6 or something like this. But if there's like, say, one of the buildings falls down, burns down, whatever, goes out of business, and then the program will randomly replace it. Well, if there's like maybe an 8 by 8 lot of that particular series, it might try to drop an 8 by 8 in. Could be a 4 by 4. So it'll drop a 4 by... Now, when you drop the 8 by 8 in, it won't build. And then it'll be like an empty lot. If it tries to drop the 4 by 4 in, then you have kind of like this dorky looking, smaller lot building in a bigger lot size. So no, that wasn't very good. Now, Andy, I have to give, after playing New City and coming upon CityState 2, oh, the improvement in graphics quality was like, unbelievable. But yeah, this is the gold standard of graphics quality. Will you be able to deal with it, Andy? Can you surpass it? Now, here's a cool little building that I can go in, and you can see it's got like little storefronts, okay? And you can rotate around 360. Andy is the only one who's done a building where we can go inside and look around, okay? So that was really kudos. So yes, I placed every single one of these buildings one at a time, okay? Very laborious. And you can see here, apartment complex. I don't know if this is the German pack, so to say, where you have German-style buildings. But you see, I can have fun kind of like putting some of these buildings together, and you see how they have that angle there. That's just like New City never did this. Never allowed to give us angled buildings like this. So Andy, okay, this is what I was talking about for a long time, about angled buildings and being able to put them in the corner, like European style. So yeah, this is just, let's see, what is this, guys? Oh yeah, this is an English pack. Oh, here's Klinsky. So this might be some Russian buildings here. Yeah, so this is kind of like a Russia pack. Okay, this is what Krasnoyarskaya. Yeah, Russian's like like my third language. I learned that in the Army. Wow, almost 50 years ago. So I've forgotten a lot. So yeah, this is like a Russian area. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time in here. One thing about the Monterey Peninsula, golf course capital of the world, man. It has 7 golf courses. I have 7 golf courses on this Monterey Peninsula. Okay, let me show you. Woo! This, talk about awesome and beautiful. A mod. Okay, this was just the most awesome thing done in Cities XXL. Okay. This is the Ekaterina Palace, the Catherine Palace. Okay, this is a multi-piece construction set. Okay, each one of these little buildings is pieced together here. Okay, same with this gate. Okay, the gate, and then these buildings here. Okay, this is like a construction set, and boy, you had to put it together in the right way. And then after you got it constructed, then you could place plazas and walkways, okay? Is that not fucking cool, huh? Is this not just fucking visually awesome? And pedestrians! I mean, it just, woo! And then I had fun just making different geometric designs and stuff to make this whole thing pop. Okay, some water designs, things like that. I mean, it would just and then the guy did one other one of these great. Yeah, there it is. Right here. The main Admiralty, architect Sakharov on the Drayan-D. So this was, that's like, I guess, the Russian architect, the historical figure. Okay. Once again, a multi-piece construction set. And sadly, right now, I don't have the bolts in the little docks here. But sometimes you'll have boats here, which looks really cool. Okay. I had fun with boats here in Monterey, so I set up like a dock system and stuff. And we got, oil tankers going in and out. Now, none of this stuff moves. This is all static. So it's kind of like, wah. None of that stuff moved. But it looked cool. And then here we got like a big statue. Okay. Okay, let's get back to Dennis the Menace Park here. So basically, there's a Lake El Estero that basically runs around in a U shape, and there's a big, Del Monte Avenue's popping off the freeway here, and no, Fremont Boulevard. And so what I did is kind of mimicked Lake El Estero, and then it has a small little Dennis the Menace play park. Dennis the Menace is an American cartoon character from the 1950s, a little blonde-haired, mischievous tyke. And yes, I certainly emulated Dennis the Menace when I was a little blonde-haired tyke. And Hank Ketchum, the artist who drew Dennis the Menace, was from Monterey. So his gift to Monterey was to create this cute little children's park. So I've just gone ahead and added in some cool features here. One of my favorites here is the... this does function. Of course, you always got to wait for something to pop up and start happening. There we go. Here it is. So it goes up, it goes down, and then it'll go all the way around and stuff. So, Andy, I just kind of want to show you some interesting, give you some ideas, okay, what you can do with CS3. But mainly, we need a better zoning system, okay? And the direct placement, this is what it's all about, man. What's this? Commerce. So, what's this? Retail. Let's look at, I guess that's zoning right there. There we go. Here's some buildings. And as you can see what you're doing is there's like a list of buildings under each one of these sections. Okay, so I have different, this is like retail, hotels, something we don't have in CityState 2, was in CityState, and leisure. Okay, and just so all kinds of different things that we can pick from. But there's the golf course. Okay, but we can pick from them and place them where we want, when we want. No screwing around with idiotic unlocking things and stuff. Ooh, which one is this? Pack Fiorenz. Okay, so this is the Italian pack. Okay, once again, corner buildings. And as you can see, that's medium density, my friend. You see, I do zone in medium density, Andy, if I have some interesting medium density to zone with. Let's see. Let me show you some total sacrilege, if I can find it real quick, because I also zone in low density. And I'm probably not going to be able to find it when I want to show it in the video. And it should be easy to find because they're kind of like colorful little buildings. Yeah, low density. Why? Modern Japanese house. So I created like a Oriental, and I think some of these are like Korean buildings. Okay, so I created a little like a Oriental or area here. But I just, as you can see, I do low density if it's cute. Okay, and I want to place it where I want, when I want, how I want, and I don't want it leveling up. Okay, I want to leave it like this. So direct placement is the only way to fly. Let us place what we want, where we want, when we want, how we want. Now, I had to live within the zoning guidelines of, I think with CXXL, it was land value. So yes, I couldn't just start out dropping skyscrapers. I had to kind of like build my land value or whatever it is up so that I could like build some of this stuff. So there's high density. Okay, so I think this should be enough show and tell of Cities XXL, the best city building game ever made. And I mean, man, oh, here we go. How about let's look at the metro lines. So you place stations, and then you place metro lines to kind of like, as you can see, boy, there's nothing straight here, okay? And if I pop out enough, what it does is shows how I connected up monorail with the underground metro, okay? So it is kind of kludgy, but it works. And let's see, you also have, let's see, under that, you have trams. I'm not a fan of trams. You have buses, okay? Did I do buses? I might not have done buses, okay? What's this? Traffic. Travel satisfaction. Not much green. I don't care. And there's the traffic density, and it looks okay, you know. I'd love to do traffic, okay. And you've got like resources and all this other stuff, and entertainment. So, or the environment. But the main thing with CXXL, direct placement, and you can do things like I did in CXXL, and you notice that I'm not cramming buildings necessarily always right next to each other. Look at all these parking lots, man, I was placing in between. So building, parking lot, okay? So I was having fun, and then using different textures for visual effect. You know, these are kind of like mosaic tile and stuff. And it just, I love this game, okay? So to conclude this episode, I want to pop back into my city here, and as you can see, I did not save what I had done. You know, I didn't build the beach. I didn't save anything. Okay, and here you can see. Let's just pop up here. Let's pop up here. Let's pop up here. Let's run a weeny bit of clock. Okay. So now, okay, see that 1.2%? See, ooh, up to 0.5, but I could drop it real quick when I do the pop-up zoning. Now here's the other thing, 2% unemployment, okay, 1.2% inflation. And totally wrong, okay, because as you can see that 0.9 factor, that was at 5%, maybe even 6%. Okay, and it didn't get worse as the rates got lower. I kept telling Andy, not enough range here. It needed to go up to the high end, maybe to like 2.5%. Andy should have. Should have been outrageous. Participation rate 81.8. Man, that's really high. You know, it'll probably go a little higher if I do the 1%. Okay. So in closing, I'm really disappointed, Andy, that once I really kind of like kicked the tires and looked under the hood and saw how this game really operates, yeah, too bad. I wanted to finish this city, but this is, for me, game over. Okay? This is my 25th, actually 26th video that I did. I was rooting for Andy. When Andy was struggling trying to get sales, I was the only one making videos for him. I mean, yeah, people made some early videos when it was first released, and then they all bailed on him. And then I came along in February and started making videos. I liked some of what I saw, But like I said, once I really saw how the game operated and really analyzed, what is and what should have been. Yeah, can only hope that you've learned lessons from this and will do better in City State 3. Now, one thing is that some of these in-game messages I didn't like. Okay, one was the thing about printing money and that the Federal Reserve thinks it's a good idea. No, the Federal Reserve doesn't think it's a good idea to have to print money, do quantitative easing, give Wall Street free money. It's Wall Street. It's our greedy, corrupt corporations who think that printing money, free credit and all this other stuff, they're the ones who think that that's a good idea, not the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve is kind of like the savior of last resort. Help me, Mr. Wizard! So yeah, I have no respect for propaganda, right-wing propaganda like that. Now, the other in-game message that really catches my ire is that after mastering this game, you may apply for a PhD in economics. Well, only if you apply to dumb fuck in university or one of these substandard, deadbeat, right-wing American Bible colleges that preach propaganda instead of teaching intelligent thought. Okay, Andy? I'm sorry to say this is the worst economic model in a city building game that I have ever played. It is just too easy to cheat. There are just so many elements that are unrealistic. Like remember when you dropped in the mining and trade function, how you made trade traffic the sum of exports and imports, the sum of supply, production, and demand. And until I finally was able to tell you, no, what you're modeling is that all production is exported and all demand is imported. So, I had 14 ports along the water trying to handle all this port traffic because he used the wrong economic assumption here in something that should have been simple. Once I told him trade traffic is the difference between exports and imports, okay? In this case, I'm a net exporter. And of course, as I showed you, it's all about cheating inflation, okay, with the imports exports. So no, this is the worst economic model I have ever seen in any city building game, Andy. Now, the gold standard. A-Train PC Classic, Japanese firm, put this game out and had real balance sheet, real income statement. I mean, real accounting assumptions and correct economic modeling. I mean, A-Train PC Classic is the gold standard of economic modeling. it's not quite a city building game in that it's a transportation game, but you can build some buildings and stuff like that. Oh, I loved it. It had a stock market. You could buy stock and all this other stuff. Great game. So, economic modeling, this is a total fail. Okay, and Andy, you said you're going to make CS3's economic model 6 times better than CXXL. I don't think you can make it as good as CXXL. You overthought stuff. Okay, you have very faulty economic assumptions. My suggestion: get professional help. Okay, if you want to create a good economic model, get professional help. Okay, I'm willing to help you, but you're not smart enough to ask for my advice before you trash CS3. Well, arrogance and ignorance are a bad combination to live life through. Okay. Now, the zoning. Once again, the same thing. The absolute worst zoning function I've ever seen in any game. And I mean, and replacing cities just willy-nilly. And Andy, okay, did we really need 7 levels of level up hell? Huh? Did we really need 7 levels? Medium, low, medium, high density is maybe, dumb it down. Okay? I mean, I'm going to say one thing. That zoning pop-up trick that I showed, where it'll start out at level 1 and then it'll pop up to whatever level the land value and demand will allow. I loved that. That was fun. What I hated was that I couldn't choose what I want to place where I want, and that the program would just willy-nilly replace stuff just at a whim. And it wasn't because of negative demand and stuff. Okay? So, yeah. Dumb it down. KISS theory. Keep it simple, stupid. And things will work. It's when you overthink things, like you have done with the economy and the zoning, You thought you could create some kind of, fancy-dancy, intelligent, building replacements program. Wrong. What you did was create artificial ignorance, AI, artificial ignorance. That's what I always call it. Okay. There are good aspects to this game. Like I said, the graphics quality in this game is really love it. Just a little short of Cities XXL, and hopefully CityState 3 will come closer or exceed what I showed in CXXL. So yeah, in short, I'm sorry that I do not hyper bullshit like the Space Tater. When I saw his hyper realistic city builder title, yeah, I knew that his hyper superficial examination of the game was just hyperventilating, hyper bullshit. Okay, I have no respect for reviewers who are just payola boys who will say anything for a free game. I'm sorry that I'm going to give you, I give you an honest evaluation of the game. I try to educate the viewers on how to play the game and how to understand how to, use things to their advantage. Okay, and sadly there were just so many cheats. So, Andy, I wish you the best of luck on CS3. I really hope that you can create something that's vastly superior to CityState 2. The funny thing is, your original CityState, the economic model was better than this one. Okay? The zoning was better than this. So, think about dumbing things down. Okay? And, don't do all these automatic processes that just Ooh, go wild. I mean, Cities XXL, like I said, buildings burned down, businesses go out of business because the employees all got killed on a company ski trip, or for whatever reason. Um, it's always, it's in within acceptable limits. It doesn't just trash buildings for no good reason, which in this game, like I showed you, that used to be a level 6 office. That used to be, whoopsie, this used to be a different building, much taller, rounder and stuff. Okay, so I hope that all of you have enjoyed my City State 2 videos. I am signing off. I am going to be playing back to Romance of the Three Kingdoms. If you like war games, I'm going to be doing some videos on that. I noticed that the videos done on Romance of the Three Kingdoms, shaky. They didn't really show the some of the beauty of the strategic choices and stuff, and tactical choices, formations. So I hope that you've all enjoyed this video series, and I wish you all the best of luck playing City State 2. I wish Andy all the best of luck in making City State 3.